Hello.
Hello.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.
Hello.
Non c'è nessuno, quindi bene così. There's no one here. So
Ma noi possiamo vedere.
No, there are already 15 people.
Yeah, I know, but I was joking. Okay.
Okay.
Hi. Techereus, Max, the Golden Demon Compendium, Carletto.
Hi everyone.
Hi all.
Hi guys.
Hello everyone.
Andrew Wade.
Hi Andrew.
Wait.
Hello.
Memory of
Too many,
Mercury.
yeah.
Lots of people,
Hello.
Yeah.
Why all these people? Why?
Why?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Probably because Pittori Senza Gloria now is an international show. So
maybe because you have Ben, you have Angelo, so that, you know.
Maybe.
And Francesco.
Okay.
We've got
we have
three
big
big
superstars.
person. Yeah.
Super
Painter
friends.
with glory. 3 painters with glory.
Yeah. 3 super friends here with us tonight. So thank you, Ben. Thank you, Angelo, and thank you, Francesco. My compliments for your participation at last Golden Demon, and we are here. Angelo wasn't there, as you know. So we are here just to talk about the Golden Demon, because you know, Golden Demon is Golden Demon. Every time there is a show like that, Miniature World stop and is focused on this. On
yeah,
this
it can only be beaten by Chris Rock. It's like
absolutely. So it's about everything is about Golden Demon in these days, and I think it's the right way to celebrate this kind of event, because we are all sons of the Golden Demon. So I'm so happy about this chat we have tonight. Really, thank you, my personal thank you to all of you, Fausto and Lancio too. So we can easily start. I think the best way to start is to talk with someone of you that was present at the event, just to tell us how is the trip, because the trip is very far, is a bit complicated for all of us from Europe. Ben is from Germany, Francesco is from Italy, Angelo didn't came at
not this time.
But for sure we saw that the next Golden Demon will be in UK, and you're quite ready to go there. Yeah. Okay. So if Ben wants to talk about his first part of the trip.
Yeah, I think sure. I love the trip. It was for me, during the whole COVID time, I didn't go to any shows. So it was the first show also after the whole time being isolated alone and painting like a madman. So I think going outside and really celebrating miniatures with other people is so amazing. And the trip isn't so bad. So it's from Berlin, you fly to Amsterdam, and then you fly to Chicago, and we got picked up by American painters at the airport, and they brought us to the venue, and like, everything was super nice.
Oh, fantastic. So, Francesco, do you have something to say about your trip? You weren't alone,
long and uncomfortable.
but you were with a really nice persons in the trip. So.
Yeah, okay. The trip, my voice was destroyed by Adepticon. That's the first thing. Because in Chicago there was like -7, something like that, with snow and storm, and
really?
I don't know. I was quite destroyed by that. Yes, I made the trip by plane with Federico Rovida, my trip mate.
Partner.
And
without mushrooms.
Yeah, with us there was also Africa and Riccardo Agostini, Africa Mira and Riccardo Agostini, but they take another plane from Spain, so we met there, and we stay in a fantastic motel that looks like Mate's Motel. Have you seen it?
we are in a different one, but they look the same.
Yeah, it's something really creepy, super creepy. So okay. The trip was great. Okay, the trip was uncomfortable, but I had a great time in Adepticon as always. I love Adepticon. I love the people in Adepticon. I love meet people again. So fantastic.
I have so many good memories about Adepticon.
Yeah, it's
because
fantastic.
of my last trip. I don't remember 4 or 5 years ago with the Crystal Brush. Crystal Brush was deleted the years later. 1 year later, and this year, after 2 years waiting, as you know, we all wait for 2 years each kind of stuff. I can say
just before,
So this is the 2020 edition, but it's 2022. So Adepticon is a big event about.
All the nerdy stuff is right.
Yeah. It's a play. You can play in huge space with miniatures. It's amazing. It's a real amazing.
Yeah, the gaming part and also the shopping part is crazy. It's like
It's
How
typical America.
big is the Adepticon? Is like Luca Comics and Games, or smaller or bigger?
Well,
Francesco,
smaller.
Smaller.
Yes, Luca, it's super
Luca is
huge.
still one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's
But-
smaller, and it's everything inside a big hotel. So Luca is quite a city. So it's
The
not
hotel
same
is
thing.
huge. The hotel is really huge.
It's very huge. But the commercial part is not so big. At the end, the biggest part is the play part. So there is, for example, a super immense room with people that play. Incredibly big.
But
there are like 2 of these very large rooms. It's like,
When you enter in this room, it's like incredible.
But the Golden Demon itself is the main focus point, or is just separate things? No.
It was like that. I think like it's always interesting. Like also other people always ask like, okay, how does it work? Is the Crystal Brush or is now the Golden Demon like the main thing? And I think for a lot of people not. Like in both cases. Like the gamers come for the gaming part, and a lot of people also come just to do their geek shopping. So they go for the games. They just want to buy stuff as well. And there are the painters that go to the competition. And I think both were more or less a small part of the big show. So not most of the people.
The person that used to play used to go to take a look to the figure painted, or
half maybe. Yes, I think for the Golden Demon more actually than for the Adepticon, because it's closer to their heart. So I think they definitely went also to look for the Golden Demon showcases, and I'm not so sure about the Crystal Brush showcases.
Okay.
Also, they were on different.
Because the difference is that the Crystal Brush were smaller in terms of space, not in terms of pieces, but in terms of space. But Crystal Brush stayed exactly in the main room of the show. Crystal Brush, they put it in the upper stage, all alone. So you have to go there to see.
Okay.
The Crystal Brush was in the main room, so you pass from here.
Yeah.
But to be sincere, I never saw a lot of people in front of the showcase of Golden Demon. not like in Europe 10 years ago. Okay,
Oh,
just-
Yeah.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
Okay.
It was also interesting because they like anticipated about 1,000 pieces, and they had about 500 being turned in. So
Okay.
you see that also with like the amount of stuff that.
Okay.
Okay, good.
In the show, there were another contest about private press, correct? Anybody saw the contest? No.
No, there was several. There was the privateer, and Creature Caster also had a contest.
Creature Caster.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
And I saw like the Creature Caster stuff. Also, Kaha won like with a really crazy demon there. Max, good question. No, but it's like I haven't seen the rest of it actually. Like I think this is one thing that the Golden Demon does right. Everybody wants to know who won what. So it's one of the contests where a lot of people talk about, and it's like, you know, with Creature Caster, it's like, oh, who has won Creature Caster? But everyone's talking about the Slayer Sword at the moment. So as we, I think this is like really maybe the biggest thing that they do right is like celebrating the winners in a form that everybody's excited about it.
Yeah. So next year, everybody to the Creature Caster contest. Okay, we have the first question here.
Yeah. That's an
No, the
interesting
second.
one.
The first one is why is Ben
Why Ben is so sexy?
He don't want to answer, but everybody knows. So
Everybody knows Max, so you know this is like you always have to ask yourself the question: who asked the question?
okay. So how was the
first question.
participation from outside US? Like how many not American painters were there?
Francesco?
Few. I see. Probably the biggest participation was English people,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
but you know, some English, some a bounce of Italian, a pair of German, and that's it. I think.
Yeah. I think like one of the excuse me, one of the good things about the Adepticon is that because of the classes that are being held, that there are like always a few international people who are there for the classes anyways, and this way they also participate.
Okay. How many
And-
classes were organized?
A lot.
Yeah, it's like I think overall it's like nearly 500 different classes.
500.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's like,
So that's the
but
main
it's not all showcase painting. You know, it's terrain building, YouTube setups, whatever. So
Okay, about different topics, not only miniature painting, right?
Mhm.
Okay. That's a really interesting aspect of.
absolutely.
of the
This
event.
is probably the biggest part of the show, and it was like this is since the beginning because everybody come to Adepticon to do classes and I don't know, make money. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. It's work and it pays for the trip.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. It's a beautiful way to increase the number of participants and mix the style to obtain a bigger event for
also I really think it's something special because you know we all know each other for many years. But it doesn't mean that I know how you paint because I only see the finished result at the show or, you know, with all of you. So I think this is every time I am at the Adepticon, I also try to sit in other people's class. Not this year because I had like too many classes of my own, but I usually try that to have the opportunity to see how we all work because it's so interesting. You know, you never have that, and just seeing how Kirill does oil blending for 2 hours can be like very refreshing. Instead of like this doing the same thing all the time.
I agree with you. It's a beautiful
may I say something?
Sure.
Just before to jump into the hot topic, the God the Demon itself. Let me say you can say whatever you want as guests. Just we don't have anything against the painters, probably against the judges, you know. No,
that's true. I agree. It's really important to say that. Very good, Lancho. Yeah.
So you can say fuck off here and there and whatever you want. But first of all, we don't have anything against the painters.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think that we can jump into the hot topic because we are talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, another little thing I want to say about that is that all the figures are absolutely marvelous. When you want to take part in a show, you just deserve a gold just to be an hobbyist or a professional painter. So everybody is welcome in the show, and there's no fight between us. Never. We only have our way to see the world. So that's, and we talk about that because it's like a pub. So it's funny.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just for fun. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like a funny preparation before the storm. No? So
And now,
we are not bad, but now.
Now
another thing for the foreigner, guys that are following us this night. Our name is Pittori, Senza, Gloria. I don't know if Ben, you understand what the meaning of this
name.
What meaning?
Yes.
Yeah, this name. Is Inglorious Painters. So we are Inglorious Painters. We can say anything that we want to say.
Already bird soil. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We can start with the first.
We can start with
hot topic.
I want to talk about impression with Angelo because he wasn't there, but he's a real special guest for all of us.
Absolutely.
He's the
harder of demons.
The greatest, the greatest winner of Golden Demon. So really, I want to see to know your impression about the show.
Well, I wasn't there, as you already mentioned, but from the outside, it looks like a smaller demon. My first impression was, well, probably the best part of this show is the amount of new names that I found. I mean, if you look at the winners, you can find new names, and that's a good thing. It's new blood to the whole thing, and that's always exciting. And for me personally, it means, I feel like it's more challenge in a funny way. I mean, Fabrizio already knows me, and I always take the Golden Demon as a good occasion for a Pacific challenge, if you will. It's friendly most of the time, at least for me, and it's a good way to make new friends. And to see new names is a good thing. But other than that, it looks to me like this was a smaller demon compared to probably any other before. It's understandable. I mean, it's the first one after the pandemic, and it's not even in a Warhammer Fest or Games Day. It was inside something else, so it has a different take, and it looks different probably. As Francesco already mentioned before, it was in a separate room, so this was not probably the best choice. But I wasn't there, so I don't want to judge on that point.
Yeah.
And what about the entries?
I like them. To be honest, I like them. I wish I could have seen more of the finalists and the other entries. One thing hit me. One thing really hit me this time. For the first time after many Golden Demon, I've seen the single miniature based on a display base. Usually that's something that many Golden Demons before limited. I was used to the square base or the correct size for the base, and to see entries on display base was quite different. In a good way, probably. I'm probably more old-fashioned, so I'm used to the limits of the previous Golden Demons, but I'm on this, so.
Yeah. That's true. There were around 200 entries. Oh.
Yes.
How many?
200, yeah.
250.
As far as I remember, this is pretty much how many entries you can find in a single category. At least for single miniature in the.
Probably there were more entries in the Japanese Golden Demon.
Not sure.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
The one and only with the sword, the
think
Slayer
the
sword made of
cardboard
paper.
sword. I
He was
remember
also a
that.
German guy. No, but I think like it wasn't that bad. It was little, like, but it looked like more than the Crystal Brush. The Crystal Brush also usually has like 250 entries
Okay.
and about 150 in the final cut that they put online. So I think for me it looked a little bit more because they had way more showcases than like the Crystal Brush showcases were really simple. They were like self-made from plastic and scratched, and it was very hard to actually see anything. And here this time, they had like a beautiful O from showcases where you could walk around. The light was very brutal, like from all sides, white lights.
Light was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen some reportage in
we
internet.
saw.
And we saw a really bad condition, lighting condition.
It's the same like here at the moment.
Yeah, but anyway,
Overexposed.
it's the first edition of the US Golden Demon. We can talk about this as the first edition of the US Golden Demon. That's I think.
Yeah. I think there will be more, and the last one was in 2014, I believe.
Yeah. So
2013 or 2012, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It could be. I was there at like 2013. That was my first US Golden Demon. So there must be. I think there was maybe one after that.
But was it already done in the Adepticon? Or
no, it was actually in Memphis. Very different setting.
Okay.
Completely different with a barbecue of Games Social the day before. It was really
So
quite
it was a proper games day.
yes, small, but it was a games day. Like,
Okay.
Confirmed by Eric Swinson. Ciao, Eric. And so we can start see the main.
Take a look at some pictures. Do you have some pictures, Fabri?
Yeah, I can show
Winners.
you. I can show you the winners. Everybody saw them.
Folletto Memole.
Do you think that these kinds of change, the basis way, etc., are because something changed due to pandemic, isolation, or a new way to learn or get in touch with the others painter? Maybe. I don't think so. I mean,
yeah, me too.
No, I personally also think they just did it because a base is like. I think in the old days, it was necessary to have the base to remind other people that it's still a gaming miniature, but you don't need that necessarily anymore. Like anyone knows, okay, this is like a part of Warhammer. So
probably.
In any case, I think that is an improve of games Games Workshop to take a look around. What's going on around? I mean, there's more metallic, non-metal stuff, even these entries.
I think they are also not so keen about that anymore. And I think also for me, like stuff like the bases, when you read it, you think like, they're opening up a little bit, it's like, but not in every aspect for sure.
At least we don't have to see any more duels on a small square base with a giant diorama on it.
Appropriate size is like a tricky question,
Okay,
so let's go.
So we can see in the Warhammer community site the winners. Everybody saw them, but we want to see them together.
Talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, as you know, photos are done in a few times, so we can't see each brushstroke. So it's not so easy to have a perfect look at the models, but that's the only way. So this is the gold in single 40K miniatures, and And with
just one
Can we-
thing, the photos are way better than what they were used to be back in maybe 2010 in the European Golden Demons.
Yes.
Days.
They have a new video photographer that makes fantastic pictures. Like the pictures, are really good. I think also for like a studio setup on a show, really not like something that you can
Really,
complain
really
about.
nice, very nice pictures.
so we
GG.
have here Robbie McLeod,
Yeah.
Space
Okay.
Marine, another Space Marine from Steven Garcia.
Steven Garcia.
I really
Love
like
it.
this one.
Yeah.
I really like the third place. The third place had a fantastic
Yeah.
non-metal, like very sharp,
too.
very precise, very dark at the same time.
Yeah.
Very good
It's a
atmosphere.
conversion or it's a custom model.
I think this is like it is.
Okay.
But
This is
made the base.
the base, but I don't know actually what.
Okay.
probably someone in chat will be able to reply to this question.
Mhm.
Then
And this
Alexandra.
one is Alexandre dos Santos. Really nice
This one-
atmosphere.
Love it.
Beautiful, like this was really beautiful.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
agree.
I love it. In my, I mean, it's just my opinion, my personal opinion. I'd put this gold and then silver and then in bronze, the opposite way. But it's just my opinion.
I agree with you. I prefer,
Yeah.
but it's only our taste. So
Yeah, absolutely our taste.
and the model,
No more, no less.
Gold and the Wordle. Love it. We love it.
gold,
Gold squad. Nicholas.
silver from Nicholas Mortensen.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing, Eric Swinson says something really nice. We are, for me, I'm looking at the pictures, so I can't
Yeah.
say that in real is
Sure.
what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
We weren't there, so we can't have the
yeah, I can judge just
perfect.
the pictures.
Only.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe
Only from the
I
pictures.
can lose something, and the bronze that we saw previously is really bronze. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny that Eric Swinson just mentioned that the third was lovely, but it had some issues with the environment reflection. And this is also what I told the guy. This, like, I think it's lovely. It has some like little issues with like the ground reflection could be stronger, and like there are 3 light sources on the head, and you don't feel the same like on the base. So sure, it also has some issues, but I think from like the overall impression, it was a very strong piece.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the bronze for Matthew Evis. Sorry
Okay.
for the pronunciation, guys. Really sorry. But that's it.
Okay.
I like
Do you
the
agree
way.
with the?
I like the way. Sorry, I like the way to put figures very close, like in a diorama. Maybe these are not completely moved, but it's a good way to show your model and to create a good atmosphere about that.
Yeah, it's a little
This
bit
is-
denser than if.
Yeah, this is perfect to show each kind of painting materials. So you can choose your favorite way to show the
Love it.
models.
Not the base.
So Angelo, what do you think about
Yeah.
these?
Yeah, they look
Pictures.
gorgeous. My only point is that in any previous Golden Demon, at least the ones that I've been to, those 2 entries out of 3 would have been moved to the diorama section just
Yeah.
because they are attached to the base. I mean,
Okay.
in the older edition, you were supposed to have each model on its own base. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, they look great.
Okay. So you like the idea to have? I didn't understood. Sorry. Do you like the idea to have each model on each base, or you prefer in
I
this way?
actually
to-
prefer each one on its base.
Okay.
Okay.
Old school. Old school.
That's me. I mean, I don't have anything against whoever decide to do differently, but
Okay.
that's me. I mean, I prefer that.
Yeah. Personally, I prefer this way to show
Me too.
It's a
painted
better way
models.
to show
Yeah.
dynamism, action,
Yeah.
the whole unit. But it's just for rules' sakes, because I mean they used to be different. That's why. But
Yeah.
other than that, it looks great.
Oh, absolutely.
But Angelo, sorry, but you are going to change, isn't it? Because
No,
no, you're going to show in the old
Barbalunga.
old-fashioned stile.
So you will
Okay.
use
I still use square bases. So
square base. Yeah, fantastic. So this one is from John Margiotta, our
Grande
Italian
John.
friends.
Love him.
Yeah. Very nice
the epitome of grimdark.
weather.
Yeah.
Very grim dark.
Very grim dark. Big work of weathering.
Yeah, he has like, it's so full of tiny details. Like it's almost hard to look at because it's like, well, like white noise. You know, when you have it in your hand, it's like so full of details. In the picture, it reads very well, actually, surprisingly well in the picture, because you would think that many details can't really translate in the picture. But it actually, for my taste, it works even better on the pictures than in real life, because it was so much detail that it was really overwhelming to look at.
Super nice.
Wilhan.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Will. I think the painter was amazing. I didn't like the face of the figure at all.
Okay.
With
I was
personal
asking
taste.
about-
Yeah, there was like a strong shadow also under the nose, and I think it kind of distorted the whole face. But the red fabric was really fantastic.
Really nice.
The red with the gold was really something special.
I love the base.
Super nice.
So nice.
Yeah.
And the red, I really liked it. That red.
So
it's
vibrant,
not,
so rich. It's really good.
Is there a free hand on a shield or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's impressive.
That's good.
I love the rotating effect of the weapon.
Yeah. I think also this is like the best thing about it's a very well painted, but I think the rotating effect is definitely also my favorite element of the figure.
Fuck yeah, it's amazing.
I really like the paint, but the model is really, to my taste, is really horrible. The model itself, the shape, I really don't like this kind of models. But it's I never love to paint a model like this, but painted like this, it's beautiful. So really compliments to
I like the chipping stuff, and really nice.
And also, I'm not a big fan of yellow marine. So that's another point for me.
Okay.
But
So all the good things come together, yeah.
But it's only my taste, really. It's not important.
Okay.
This one is from
Large
model. Fra, you are so silent.
Why?
Are you sleeping?
No.
No, maybe a bit tired.
Are you just
No,
waiting?
he's waiting for the first break.
Okay, this one is large model, and
later.
okay,
Yeah.
this one is a large model, and this is the gold to James Cordwell. Sorry for the pronunciation. Once again, and more. And I was thinking that this kind of presentation, I agree with Angelo, looks to me a diorama more than a monster or something like that. So this is the only point I can say.
In the case, the proportions between the scene and the model itself is a little bit. I
think it's also it's too much to the scene,
to the diorama.
But with this one, the paint job of the figure itself was really beautiful. But for me, it's like having the big glowing green surface behind it. Like at least in the showcase, you couldn't see like more detail of like, you know, the energy or something. So you had kind of the feeling like, okay, it's a giant green glowing surface. But the paint job on the figure itself was stunning.
Martin Evans, silver large model 40K.
Mortarion.
I didn't saw till now so many conversion or
Paint jobs
just
with
painted
this-
models.
of Mortarion.
No, in the
In
show,
general. Okay,
you know,
sorry,
in the,
sorry.
in the price of in the awards. I didn't saw any.
The White Scar, the single.
This one was fantastic. Like, I really like this one.
Sam Lens,
Yeah,
It's
super
very green, very dark.
It's very dark, but very beautiful. Like, it is very rich in the shadows. And
Okay.
I think also for him, he like went quite a bit finer than, or it's like quite a bit more refined than some of his other stuff from the application. So I really like this one in real life.
Okay, good,
No.
good to know.
Angelo, no.
Ah,
the
è così
single,
su.
the single
I can't like that.
quale?
The White Scar.
No, it's.
I
I
mean,
don't
that's
think
the
so.
model.
It's
I
good.
don't think
okay.
so.
I have that model, so I know him.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so we have the single miniature, the gold from Gavin Garza.
And the Slayer's Word.
Yes, Slayer's War 2. In this case, is also not on the plastic base, but I like the idea to have
Yeah,
to have it as a. This is a real single miniature. To me,
Does anyone know if this is, because I was actually really looking to get this figure myself. I couldn't find it. Is like one of it is a conversion and one of it is like the real thing,
No,
or what you can buy.
It's from the Lizardman Underworld set.
yeah,
Okay.
it's one of.
Yeah.
It's one of. Yeah.
It's
And
from
it's,
that. It's not converted. It's directly from the box, and it's from that set.
Okay, yeah. I just briefly looked and couldn't find it. So if anyone has one, I want it.
So we have the silver. Once again, no conversion, no.
No.
So everybody wants to. In this period, probably everybody is able to paint like box art or just to show on Instagram. So we are all focused on just on the painting. So I don't
That
like.
I really like. I
like.
mean,
Yeah, yes,
I
but
like-
it's a pity that we don't see anymore a lot of conversion or scratch
I
point
think
stuff.
that it's quite normal in this competition because
In the
you
past,
have to.
I was very in love from the Golden Demon era when you can see so many ideas
Conversion and
come to life. Yeah,
you're right in this way, but this is a specific competition, Games Workshop competition. They want to show their own figures, not other
but
ideas.
I mean in my old era Golden Demon, in my Jurassic world of Golden Demon, I was really in love with so many conversion, so many self-construction. So I'm not very interested in only painted models. Also, I remember a category where you can you have to
the paint master. Yeah, the paint master category. Yeah.
And it was fantastic because all the other categories were conversion or scratch build. So in this period, there's no opportunity to do a category dedicated only to the painting because are all like this. So just we have all to think about that for.
Yeah, I was also missing it from the good old days. The Fantastic category was the good thing, and I think especially because it was just dedicated to technical painting. And I don't know if it's like necessarily the same if you can compare it. There were a lot of questions about how the skink was like having it in hand, and it was like the best skink that you can paint to like an heavy metal standard that I've seen today. It was like it was really spot on. Like it screamed Games Workshop. When you looked at it, it's like the wet dream of the heavy metal team. It's really like it was really spot on. And still, it's the question: what do you look for when you create a miniature, and like where do you see like the fascination part of miniatures? And for me, it was like in the old days, you always had the feeling that it's possible with like a special piece with a special project that you could poke through that corporate thinking a little bit, and that it was also like about the fascination of what a miniature project can do, like I don't know, Roman's Last Light, or also Matt's Turning Diorama and The Return of the Warlord. I think there are lots of examples in the past where you had like really crazy creative projects beating that super clean style. But I think they have like decided a little bit like after the return, after that long break, to definitely go more on the technical judging.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we.
May I ask a question to Francesco and Ben? So you were there and you saw in real these three figures. Well, the Lizardman is well painted, is really high level from my point of view. Well, seems that the base and the subject itself, they're not, so
With the same atmosphere.
they don't fit
Yeah.
very well, even if it's really well made.
Absolutely.
But so you were there and you saw these figures in live. Do you think that the second or the third place scenes in pictures a little bit more complicated in
Complex.
in idea and composition itself? What is it true, or what do you think about this?
Francesco, do you want to take this question?
No, Ben.
Okay. So.
Okay, let's. For me personally, I think the really like if you are looking for a technical perfection, then the skink definitely outbid the others. And I think like in the end, we all know we all have been judging on different competitions, and I think the problem is, in the end, if you only have like the system like the Golden Demon allows with 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze per category, you run into the danger where you at the end of the judging are looking for mistakes. Like, I don't know, is it glued to the base? Are there blending mistakes? Like stupid little things. But in the end, they are looking for mistakes to determine who's gold, silver, or bronze. And like this one was very simple. It didn't went like simple. It was simple but perfect. But it's like it didn't went into any dangers of like crazy bouncing lights, OSL, atmospheric lights, texture. None of these. But with avoiding each and every one of these things, you are also closer to create something that is free of mistakes. And the question is free of mistakes perfect or not?
Okay.
Probably we have a problem with the audio. Maybe there's something that check.
Probably check. No, è Angelo, magari perché non hai le cuffie fa un po' di ritorno.
Abbasso.
Se magari hai delle cuffie a portata di mano, se no fa niente.
Purtroppo no.
Anyway, I just want to say my opinion about this figure, if you want. I like the way to paint as smooth as this painted figure. It's to me it's a very good painted figure. It's a kind of super paint for white dwarf, but it's very far from the way we try to paint since 10 years ago. So that's why I'm very I feel strange about the Slayer's Sword. I must be honest. I feel strange about this kind of selection for the Slayer's Sword. because of that, because of the way to put contrast, lights, midtones, and so that's my. To me, the most interesting part in the model is the I don't know how to call this.
The leather strap around
The leather
the
strap.
belt.
Yeah, thank you for your help. So this is the best part. All the rest is a very good model painted, but not interesting for my
Taste.
my taste. Yeah, my taste and my way to. If I saw this kind of model as top of the best of show is the top of the show. The model is the model who represent all the best, the biggest prize. To me, this is not the best figure in the show. That's all.
From the
That's why.
pictures.
From the picture, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, so, but
You can just judge from the pictures.
And I'm not a big fan also of the grass. It looks I don't know, but it looks unpainted, and that's all. That's all. But it's I don't want to say is bad. It's a good painted figure.
Well, I really like the way this figure has been painted. I think that is very high quality. I don't know if there's something else that maybe deserves to win a Slayer Sword. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I know. By the photo, to me, my favorite was from Ben. So it's so easy for me to say, but no problem. It's just my
point of view.
So.
Yeah. We have a lot of questions from the comments. So would you like to?
Yeah, just a second, Fabri, because we got lots of messages.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check. Sorry if I missed them.
There are tons of questions. Really a lot of them.
Is this one?
Who's crying?
Not me.
Not me.
No.
The pack on the snores.
Yeah.
Marketing side probably is an important way to promote your figures, your games. But we are in a golden demon. We are, as I told in the first part of the show, we are sons of a golden demon, and we learn how to paint, mixing golden demon figures to illustration, to art, bidimensional art, and I think this is a way to do that. So we learn how to create something different from the game side of painting. That's my only suggestion for the judges. I don't know. The judges maybe don't know who I am for sure. So
because those decisions, Madonna che inglese. Yes, for example, the Unwalkie question. Do you think this sets a precedent for what we'll see in the Golden Demon in October? More like the Lizardman and less modifications? Or do you think this won't affect the future competition in any way?
No.
Really?
But I think that a person has to paint in his own style. I mean, I don't know if there's a sort of plan to go. Oh, I have to go to the Golden Demon. I want to. I do this for because maybe I can win or whatever. I don't know. But I think that anyone has to paint like what he loves.
Yeah, no? I think also. Yeah.
But Francesco is so silent.
I
Francesco.
No, I speak one time and that's it.
So
You will do a giant burp and then
all in
become silent again.
at the end. Right?
Okay, at the end. Okay.
My question is, do you think we can have a chance to win something with converted figures or different approach painting
No.
mini figures?
No.
Angelo?
Okay. This is gonna take time.
Angel from the sky is
I have a strong opinion on this, and it might be not well received by you, but well, that's my opinion. First and foremost, from my personal experience with Golden Demon, people still enter converted miniatures. You can still find a new approach to painting and everything. At least that's what I've seen in UK like 2 years ago. Maybe not this time in US, but in UK that was the case. I mean, you could still see conversion painted and new approaches to the painting style. The point is, as Ben said before, when the judges check a miniature, they check for excellence. Everything has to be painted to the highest standard, and this does not necessarily mean the heavy metal standard. If you remember the last Slayer sword, it was a troll. I don't remember the name of the guy, but that troll is not a standard troll. It's not painted to the standard way. Yeah. It's also converted. So the point is, I know it's easy to get angry, to be mad after a competition and everything. But let's remember that Games Workshop already showcases miniature all year. Exactly, Maxime Pinot. But anyway, and it was a wonderful troll. And that miniature was different from the previous ones. Okay, from the previous winners. I myself entered in 2011, I think, a necromancer that was considered extremely plain and boring, and since that I never show it again, just because I didn't like the overall comments on that miniature. Okay. I was so ashamed of myself for that.
You should never be there.
Not anymore, because now, after years of experience, I understood what's the point. To win a Golden Demon, and I really believe that.
Wait. Listen carefully. To win a Golden Demon.
No. You need to do first and foremost. You have to choose your battlefield. If you choose an easy way, let's say that's king. Okay, you minimize the number of error and mistakes you can make on a miniature. Okay, but to do it properly on every single part, it's an art task. If that guy was able to do that and better than any other model, it's great for him. I mean, good job for him, but it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I'm serious.
I completely agree. It's a hard task.
I mean,
it's also another task that I want to do.
I can understand the frustration, because the miniature painting hobby is growing bigger and bigger every day, and new people comes to this hobby. Thanks to Instagram and many other social media, you can find inspiration everywhere, and that's a great thing. It keeps bringing new blood to the hobby. It keeps bringing new bloods to the hobby, and that's a great thing. But
which one?
Doesn't matter how many ideas you might have and you might put on a miniature. If you don't execute them to the very best, the judges will still put others to the top. And that's, I mean, the best way probably is to be your own judge and make sure that every single part of that miniature, it's perfect to the standard. More often than not, this means that it will look like an heavy metal figure, but it's not. Everybody's still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am hypnotized by
your listening.
It doesn't have to be the case. I mean, like I said, the previous sword was not looking like an heavy metal piece. I remember Slayer sword from Germany, and none of them was looking like an heavy metal piece.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. I mean, it's variety.
The thing that I haven't understood.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. The judges look after merits as well, but in comparison to another piece, any flaw counts. If you forget something on the miniature, doesn't matter how good you paint the OSL effect or the non-metallic metal, if you didn't paint a certain part or just mistake something else, that will affect the judges.
Like the shoelaces.
And correct me if I'm wrong. What I understood by the some opinion that I read is important. Even the background. I mean, I think that Ben, you had a bit of trouble with a background or maybe the BG, maybe, and maybe a Francesco as well, because your Space Marine should be an Dark Angel, isn't it?
Okay, wait. First of all, I competed just because I had pieces to put it, but my pieces was all the pieces that I had in the competition was not absolutely adapted for the Golden Demon because they were not correct in terms of lore. They were not made for that. So I didn't compete to compete. I didn't prepare the Golden Demon. Okay. This is very important because everything that I will say from this moment to the rest of the evening is not connected with my competition because I don't care about Golden Demon at all. I stopped to go to the Golden Demon 10 years ago, and I will continue to stop. I was there. I had classes in Adepticon, so it looks for me a little bit snob to don't put figure in the competition. Looks like you if you feel superior to the audience. So for that reason, I said, okay, I put in the showcase, but I didn't prepare the Golden Demon to compete. Okay, so this is very important. I don't care at all about that. So my opinion about the competition is exactly as if I was outside of the competition because I never thought that my pieces can be even watched for the competition. Okay, because they are not in the rules of the GD and not for the style of painting, for everything. Okay. I want to. This is very important to understand because if not, maybe looks that what I said is connected with the result of the competition for me, but it's not like this. Okay, so it's very important. But I want to ask one thing to Angelo. It's a real question for me because you're talking about perfection, no? Okay. But for example, to me, the lights on the skink is all mistake. There is no one single light on this piece that is correct in terms of how a light should be in an art idea. Okay, so that is not perfect, for example.
I understand what you mean, but it's not a picture. It's a miniature.
But also in real life, for me, it's like this. But it's just I don't want to destroy the figure.
No. I understand what you mean.
You're talking about perfection. So
I'm talking about perfection of execution. Yeah.
But what is the perfection of execution for you? For me, it's very interesting. This.
No. It's two distinct things. You're talking about the whole picture, okay? And to put a mood on a miniature, to put lights, shadow, and I understand. I completely understand you, but that's a different thing. You're judging different things in this case. In this miniature, there is no set light. All the highlights and shadows, they are.
Okay, but I understand what you said. But in a kind of view, in a kind of judgment, this is not perfection. Is the contrary of perfection, no? So my problem with your with what you said,
I understand
with your strong opinion, is that you defined perfection. What is for you perfection, not what is in absolute, you know? Because perfection should be. I don't like the word perfection. I think that a piece it's good when it's coherent with the style and tells in a good way the story that wants to tell. Okay, so I don't dislike this kind of painting at all. It's not that the point of what I will say this evening. Okay, I don't want to say that. For example, we have one of the most important painter in the story of Golden Demon. That is you. Okay, you painted thousands of miniature in GV style. You won more Golden Demon than all the rest of the world together, probably. So,
and to be honest, I don't find my own style I like to the GW ones. I mean, I've seen the heavy metal pieces, and I've seen mine. And
you developed your style, okay? You developed your style. You are recognizable. You are a master, Angelo.
But no, Francesco, don't get me
out
wrong.
of any doubt, okay?
I understand your point, and I say sorry if I was mistaken for the perfection part. I didn't mean perfection in artistic terms. Let's say, I say in execution terms. Okay,
yeah, it's the same, Angelo. It's the same in execution terms. This life is not correct. In execution.
Yeah, probably. Sorry, sorry, guys.
You probably don't get me in this case. I'm talking about the blending quality.
Yeah,
but
sorry. Probably the answer is from the Golden Demon Compendium. The heavy metal style is generally a global illumination with no one single light source.
Okay. I will arrive to this.
A way to paint.
Yes, it's a way to paint. It's a
nice.
It's a branding. It's a branding paint.
Absolutely.
It's a branding paint. Is that?
And it's the brand that organized the contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think exactly, and I think that this is when I said that we are sons of the Golden Demon, we began painting from this kind of theory, and then we decide to apply another, let me tell this word, level of painting. Level just because it's a different layer of painting, okay? If it's more appropriate. And then we decide to go for another layer of painting. So at the moment, to me, it's really difficult to understand that a painting from, let me tell, 20 years ago, it's very anachronistic in this period of painting to me. So that's why when I saw the Slayer's War winner, I said, why?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I was surprised as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you to tell this.
No, don't get me wrong. I was surprised as well. I do understand the reason behind. Okay. And I say,
Angelo, I understand it too perfectly. It's not something surprising. Okay, it was surprising for a lot of people. Also for me, because sincerely, for me, there was no doubt at all that the best piece of the competition was the band duel. But in a difference of level that for me there is no way to compare. No way.
So
not because Ben is here. Not because Ben.
No, yeah. I understand perfectly, Francesco. You answered what I asked previously. I mean, I asked, okay, this is the Slayer Sword, but is it true that he has been he was the best of the best?
For me, no, obviously, but not only for me. I think that in ever other contest in the world, it will be the best, the piece by Ben. But it's not very surprising that this happened to a Golden Demon. My problem with the Golden Demon was not different than the problem that I had 10 years ago. Okay, it takes a little bit of time. I don't want to steal the time from the others, but I have to explain because it's very difficult to talk in a language that is not mine and things that maybe can be understood and not in a good way. So first of all, I have nothing against this painter. He's a young painter that made the best that he can, and he made a good work, and he had an award that was given by judges in a super fair way. So he deserved that in this contest, okay? There is no discussion about that.
Absolutely.
I think that we are all in accord with that.
Yeah,
I always respect in my life the result of a contest because it's like this.
Yeah,
but
this is the really important thing to say.
This is super important.
We are
at the beginning.
We are here just to have a beer all together. Okay.
Yeah. We are not. As I said, we are not against the painters, but we are against the judges.
Even against the painting, I am not against the skink. I have no problem with the skink in itself. Okay, the problem is not the skink. My discussion is a little bit bigger. Okay, so used to use this anecdote to tell what was for me the Golden Demon in 2013. Golden Demon in 2013 was for me exactly what was to see Episode 9 of Star Wars, destroy my childhood. Okay, that's the same for me. Okay, the same sensation. And maybe people can think that this happened because in 2013.
Oh, c'è Miniac.
Maybe someone can think, ciao Miniac, that this happened because I don't know, in 2013 the result for me was terrible. I won a gold in 2013, so it's not connected with my result.
Okay,
but it's because I saw a series of things in the contest that show me that a period that for me was the golden era of Golden Demon was end. Because one of the most important things for me now is that I listen a lot of people that say that Golden Demon was always like this, and I am completely not in accord with that. No. I don't agree with that. I think that Golden Demon was always a contest with cage that are normal because you have to paint figures that are from Games Workshop. You have to respect their lore, and it's correct because it's a competition from a company. But in the past, they were more attached to the hobby for me, and they were not so connected with just one way of painting. That is the most used now. And for me, it's strange because this way of painting is much more connected with how we paint 20 years ago. And Angelo, to be clear, you don't paint like this. You are not.
Absolutely.
These things are much more old. You are connected with a certain type of style. You are a master of this style, and this is fantastic. I love different painting. For me, it's very important that my problem with Golden Demon is that Golden Demon is not inclusive anymore. This is my big problem. Okay?
Is more related to the business.
And related in the only way of
but I understand your point.
So the problem for me is not the skink in itself. The problem is that the only way on judging a miniature is became to be clean. Like if it smooth something is just a technique, like dry brush for me. It's a technique. You can do it or not depending on what you want to tell. But if you are not able to recognize the different way on telling things of the world, because the world is not smooth, because things you have around are not smooth, because the world is not in plastic, is made by different materials, and different materials has different texture and surface and things, that means that you can explore that. There is nothing bad about explore that. And we explored that in the Golden Demon. So what is important for me is that my generation and your, Angelo, your generation, create our style in the Golden Demon. Well,
you probably don't remember.
Yeah, but we are in the same. Come on.
No, we are.
Angelo is 80 years old.
Angelo, you didn't come in Golden Demon with just skinks. You made incredible diorama, incredible idea. I remember every single pieces that you put in Golden Demon.
But okay, you probably have a negative side of all this because I believe Golden Demon still offered this. At least that's what I saw in England. I mean,
wait, there is a very important thing. I was convinced also before the contest that there was one thing that saved the Golden Demon, and normally is the Slayer Sword. For some reason, at the end, the Slayer Sword is quite always the best piece. And that created the sensation that everything is good. Because, for example, Michael Pisaski won with Nagash. Nagash was a masterpiece. That's it.
That was glorious.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece. That's it. But also the Troll by Penaud, it's a masterpiece. So there is no doubt about that. The strange things that happen in this Golden Demon is not the rest. The rest was quite the same than the other competition, Golden Demon, with the difference that the pieces were less. So the competition were less incredible in this case. But the problem, the strange issue in this competition is that the Slayer's Sword goes to a pieces that was not the one that stands up, at least for me and for a lot of other painters, I think. Because we are here talking about that, I think. No? That's the
absolutely.
Can I ask you, Angelo?
I have to be honest. Scusa. I have to be honest. I was more impressed by the dioramas, the duels. They were more impressive to me. But then again, I wasn't there, so I know the judges look for certain things in the miniatures. So eventually, if that model won the gold, probably they found, like I said before, they were checking the flow and the good parts. They decide eventually it was the best, or the one without or with less mistakes. That's my only personal explanation.
Yeah, but I understand the explanation. I repeat, I perfectly understand, and I'm not. It seems that I am against you, but I am not.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
What you said is perfectly understandable, and for me, it's the perfect demonstration of what it is, the Golden Demon. The problem for me is that Golden Demon became a place, and we're not completely like this in the past, where to be judged, they follow just some very few topics, cioè blending, super blending, you have to hide your brushstrokes. For example, I can say in my experience, I pass 3 years of my career to try to hide my brushstrokes, and the rest of my career, 20 years to try to show it. Because I think that our brushstrokes are our soul. This is my opinion, okay? I think that much more brushstrokes you show, much more information you put in an art piece. But this is my idea of painting.
And that's completely understandable. But
it's okay for me that it's to be blend. I like both. My point is that I love blend painting or super proper painting, exactly like a super impressive or expressive one. But my problem is that it seems that perfection became like 25 years ago, just to be starting from the shadows of a color to the highlights of a color with no variation, no intention, no idea, no passage, no surface, nothing. And I repeat, you don't paint like this, Angelo. Even if you are in this kind of you don't paint like this.
I think it's not only a question about. It's not only a way to. So we can split something, and then we can easily. I agree with you, Francesco, because when I was since the beginning of my approach to Golden Demon, I wasn't on that side of painting, but Golden Demon always had the feeling to improve the hobby, because all the young painters became from Golden Demon. So we had a very important moment at the Golden Demon era. And I think now we have a similar important opportunity, but it's more difficult because it's from the social side of painting. So it's impossible to control. Let me tell this word, to control the way to paint for the new beginners. But if the new young bloods are from the idea that that kind of painting is the top of the painting, because it's smooth, because it's only one. It's the only one way to have. Slayer's word is so important for all of us, and has a very deep meaning. So I really suggest you all to give something more in terms of approach about painting miniatures, because it can be art too. And if we play as a game painter, it's impossible. That's my only suggestion.
Yeah.
I would like to give also my 2 cents, because I live it and love it. For me, golden era of Golden Demon from 2005 to 2010, more or less. And what I loved as a kid was to see really a lot of different style, different ideas, and conversion. Not only proposed in the competition, but also able to win prizes or also Slayer's Sword, like the Roman Lapat diorama, or the Raffaele Picca diorama, or the Luciano Rossetto Juggernaut. All of them were different ideas, different from the
classical image.
different from the classic image or from the box art of the miniature itself. What really makes me think a bit about the different vision that nowadays Games Workshop have is that most of the winning miniatures were not converted, but it can depend also by the fact that maybe there were not converted miniatures in the contest. I don't know. I wasn't there. What makes me think also is the fact that the winning, there were a balance back in the years between winning models with heavy metal style and winning models with a more personal style. Okay. And maybe it was 50-50. In this Golden Demon, I see really a lot more importance on the heavy metal side, on the no conversion side, and also on the respect of the box art. But this is important. This is a statement of Golden Demon. What really makes me think a lot is the fact that when the winning miniatures were posted from the Warhammer community website, the open category wasn't present.
Mm-hmm.
Now the open category wasn't uploaded. Yes, no. All the winning miniatures from the open category were not uploaded at first when the gallery was posted from the Warhammer community.
Just a few days that are on the site.
Okay. After three days, it was posted. But I think this is maybe a statement of the Golden Demon about, some years ago, we care about conversions, we care a lot about personal styles, and we care absolutely about respecting the heavy metal style, the background, the box art color scheme, okay? Nowadays, we care way more about heavy metal style, about the color scheme from the box arts, about miniature not converted at all. And I would like to know, what do you think about this? Francesco?
Can I? I want just to, I spoke and I quote Ben. So I think that Ben said to me in Adepticon that it's open a memory to me. He said, remember that when we went to Golden Demons in the past, when we was young, even he's also connected that we start to be old, it's normal. No? But when we was young and we go into a Golden Demon, we went to a Golden Demon, we try in some case, in a case to stay inside the cage they put, but it's like if they left a little bit open to give us the opportunity to push the boundaries a little bit, just a little bit every year. And this was so important for us. The reason why I am so, like this with GD from 10 years ago to now is because Golden Demon wasn't a cage for us, was the place where we built the style of fantasy painting. Yeah. We build ourselves, the different style, the Factum Smoothness by Alfonso, or my things, or Ben things, or Angelo, or Fabrizio. We all built our style there. We don't build this in some other space, but there. And then we move from this to fighting against the traditional historical and start the discussion against historical, and we try to arrive to contests like Monte or like Eindhoven. So it was a big fight for 15 years. And Golden Demon was our
stage
alliance. I can say alliance. It was an alliance on that. I remember Alan Merritt. That was the master of Golden Demon. He was the boss. That during a Golden Demon, when I judged Golden Demon, in 2008, I judged the Golden Demon. Because I was the Slayer's Sword winner of the years before. And for me, it was like the first time I judged a contest so important. So I was super scared. And I remember Alan Merritt that asked me to choose between the three for the gold. Not him. He said to me, "What do you think? I want that you choose." These things, it's incredible, because it's even in the past was a competition by a brand, and it remains like this, and is obviously like this, but it wasn't like it is now. And probably this happened because Golden Demon stopped at one point and then restart. And when restart was not anymore a competition for all Europe, was organized, very centralized. Games Workshop became a super big you understand,
company.
super big multinational. So and they probably invest in their brand, and it's okay like this. There is nothing bad about that, because they made big monies, so it's perfect. And sincerely, I still like miniature from GV. I still love the miniature. I still love Paint Space Marine. What the fuck? So, I still love that. But the sensation is that things changes. They are not the same. So talking about no conversion. Yes, because basically the piece that won the Slayer Sword, it's a heavy metal box art made 200% better. It's the same color than the box art, the same things than the box art. Everything is the same. It's just doing it in the same way, but much, much, much better. That is probably very smart. It's a very smart idea because it works.
Angelo?
I can agree to some degree of what he said, of Francesco said, but I don't agree completely.
But,
I still believe,
for sure, Angelo, I was sure about that.
No, because I'm more positive toward Golden Demons, obviously.
Yes, clearly.
I mean, after all these years, I still love it, and I agree when you say there were changes, and there still are changes. This competition changes every year a little bit. I don't think you will ever find a single Golden Demon without conversion in the future. And I'm ready to bet all my demons on that. I'm sure. Because every year you'll find conversion. I'm surprised. This time there were so few conversion, almost nothing. I mean, probably just the Jewel and the Open, as far as I saw. So I was surprised as well. But I'm not expecting the next competition in October to be without any conversion.
But
I mean,
too,
it's
I
normal.
hope.
No, but it's.
I think it will definitely also go down with like the level of converted figures that we will see. I think that will definitely go down like over the time, because like people are always inspired from what won the last year, so they're trying to get like the same footprints. For me, I think the biggest difference is actually that back in the days, like as Francesco said, like the Gold Demon was our stage, we all loved it, and we still do love it. And I think back in the days, everyone tried to like create a miniature project that you could not buy as a product. You know, it was like quite important that it looks almost like you try to make it as much alive as possible with little things, you know, movement changes, little tiny things that you could never cast.
More unique.
Something that creates the feeling like, oh God, it's alive, you know. And nowadays, I think the judging was more that it was quite clearly that you were painting a product. It's way closer to the actual product than to the world that they sell with the product. I don't know if that is.
I'm trying to see through your points of view, both, and what it seems to me, trying to see things your ways, guys, is that this last competition, looks a little more standardized compared to the others.
In the prizes, because there were...
No, I understand.
No, there is an important thing to say. There were a lot of converted figures. They just don't pass the first cut.
Okay.
Yeah, but my point is, you can bring converted models to the Golden Demon, but they have to be painted to the standard. I mean, it's not just the conversion.
Yeah. But for example, it's like I had like maybe my favorite entry that I brought was not the Duel, although the Duel was like a big,
the Duel that was converted.
Yeah, that was converted. But also like I had another entry. It was the Rattling Tank.
Love it.
Like a small tank with.
It looks wonderful, by the way.
Thanks a lot. But this was also just from the charming factor that was kind of like my favorite piece that I brought. And I asked afterwards because it didn't get placed, and I just wanted to have a little feedback why it didn't get placed. And that was, they said it was due to IP reasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Due to IP reasons, in the end, it didn't get placed because the hobbits remind much
What?
more of Blood Bowl hobbits than of 40k redlings.
But
And I thought, okay, this is like very strong to the IP, and I don't know if it has ever been like that before.
So there is an important question here. Who will be
Thanks, Minier.
who will be in October at the next Golden Demon with this kind of
Premises.
Feeling.
premises?
Atmosphere. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
will,
not very.
but
You will, but I'm not very comfortable. I don't feel in a cozy situation, you know. So,
well, I think that we can't plan anything. I mean, I learned till now that you don't have to plan anything. I mean,
Yeah.
1 year can go in
you
a
change
way.
everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
one year can win a figure with a standard, another time with the free hands, another time, you know, who knows?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go to the Golden Demon to have a good beer
With
So-
Angelo.
With Angelo.
With Angelo.
Maybe at Bagman's Tavern.
Yeah,
But by the way,
absolutely.
Ben, sorry, you just just told about your figure, your tank, with the issue of IP. But this made me crazy because we are in a 40k future. Why shouldn't exist any halfling?
Maybe they don't eat sausages in the future.
I mean, technically, you can justify pretty much everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Technically, but
But not halfling on a tank.
You already have halfling. The ratlings are halflings.
I know, but somehow there was something that is not the same, you know, with like fantasy redlings, or how, like, I think maybe how funny they are. Maybe the Blood Bowl hobbits are more funny than the, like, at least not my personal interpretation, because I also think that, like, there is definitely room for character interpretation in that field. But it didn't seem to be like that for Game Social, which I thought was really like a pity, because I think, like, if you narrow like the view of the product that harsh, you know, what is fitting into the IP and whatnot, you exclude a lot of cool ideas that represent, I think, a much more complex world, also a much more complex Games Workshop universe, instead of, like, if you only go with like what you find in the rulebook.
I agree on this.
I just want you to remember when they delayed this category, because this was
Big scale.
big scale category.
Yeah, they open
And
it.
For in some years it was the
the best.
greatest part of the Golden Demon.
But Fabrizio, is clear why they deleted it. It's
Yeah,
because
absolutely,
it
absolutely.
becomes the category where there are all the scratched pieces, and they didn't want that.
Yeah,
So
and
that's clear.
like this beautiful figure that to me looks better than the original 35 millimeters. Probably it's. But if we are in a show, if we want to express a kind of art, I don't know how to call it, miniature art. Okay, let's call it like this. And we have the opportunity to talk to the public. The biggest public is from Golden Demon. Everybody knows it at the moment, and ever it was ever like this. So I hope they will give us the opportunity. Games Workshop will give us the opportunity to have fun. I hope. I know it's impossible, but I hope, and that's why we are talking about that. And I really hope that this will be part of the next generation Golden Demon. I'm sure it's impossible, but I really hope it.
What does Pele think?
He's very tired. He's tired of other discussions, you know.
What about the question of Maniac? Do you guys think that the Demon was reinvesting themselves with this show, or do you think it was an outlier?
I think I don't understand the question.
I think that's about no conversion, heavy metal painting style, box art color scheme, this kind of stuff.
Well,
I don't know.
It's just marketing. It's about marketing.
Probably yes, but I continue also to think that maybe in UK, if there is a piece that really stands out, probably at the end win. So these things of the skink was really something particular, very peculiar. Normally, the best one win the Slayer. Normally, even if
guys, every few years there is a single miniatures like my Necromancer or this guy here or the skeleton. It's controversial and it keeps spreading the words.
Yes, I think like I'm pretty sure they wanted to reinvent themselves because it's a start in the US. They have like their own team for the events, so you know it's like I'm also sure they want to make a statement with it, but that will not necessarily 100% reflect because the judges are not always the same team, you know. So the judges always also have an impact on it. But I think like overall, this is like still showing the general direction.
But for example, Ben, can I ask you something rude? You feel comfortable to join again a Golden Demon after that?
I'm not 100% sure. Because it was for me, it was also, and it sounds, you know, you don't want to sound like a whiny bitch because you didn't win anything.
No,
it's not so much about that, but I have the feeling also a little bit like it's like a little bit like a long relationship where at the end, you know, you just are looking for different things, and maybe it's a little bit like that. Like, and I don't know, I still love Games Workshop and the figures that they produce. So it's not really that I feel like, oh gosh, I will never ever show up again.
Me too. My problem is with Golden Demon, not with
it's also I really you know, I love what people actually put out there in the content. I would always also advertise that people should just try to do what they want to see. You know, don't try to create something that other people should be happy with. You know, try to do something that you like. And if you enter into a Gold Demon, better make sure that it's up to the technical standard. Because, like in the end, I'm sure if you just paint a single figure, you can invest all the time to make it free of technical mistakes. And if you do something complex, you know, then you just like it's a crazy piece of work if you want to do that free of mistakes. For me personally, I think I will need a small break, just to cool down, to think of other persons, and also like be able to judge it for myself how I feel about that for the future. I think in the end, like I said, I would love to get the skink, and I would really like. It's not mean as any mean or weird thing. I would really love to paint it to see what it takes to paint something like this last winner, like a master study, to see, you know, how much effort it is to create it and how I feel about it. That's why I would love to paint it myself, and it's kind of like a hard decision. I think I will return at some point because we're just like addicted to it. I think otherwise, you know, we wouldn't do 500-hour projects, travel around the world to get a resin trophy. You know, it's like, so I think at some point for sure. But I would also hope that that it becomes a little bit more a stage to present like another side of the world, something that is not, you know, not necessarily in the game. I think that was a good occasion for the game stand. Something like the Paint Master category was good to be able to value like the technical paint job. And I think like something like that would be actually great if that come back and if they like fine tune the structure of it, so more people can be like presenting their stuff, no matter what they think belongs there. But also the gold, silver, bronze system is just very hard to not talk about mistakes. It's just like the way of the system is. We have to, in the end, do that fine separation with tiny things that we don't like. And this is always a pity because we invest all the love and time and the passion to create something where in the end, the last final nuances are mistakes. And I think this is like a little bit like a downside, but that's just inherent in the system. So
It's part of the game.
yeah.
Ben, sorry, may I know if you can tell me how many time it takes to create a duel? If you want to say.
Yes.
Just curiosity.
So I painted it all in the last 3 weeks, painting about 13 to 16 hours every day. So it's like 260 to 300 hours for the paint job in 3 weeks, and then the building thing and everything. So yes,
So amazing.
thanks a lot. No, but I think like it took a while.
Between conversion and painting and diorama construction, it's
So
really
like a castle
a lot of
secret.
work.
Yes, also filming it, the whole thing that always takes longer. You know, when you do it in front of the camera, you have to like split it differently to be able to explain it. So, and it was for sure like a challenge.
Ben,
So,
I have another question for you.
Mhm.
Did you approach to the painting of this figure exactly like if you go in any other kind of contest, or you cage in some way yourself to try to be Jewish?
No, I just try to be. I try to be as fast as I can because I don't have any time for mistakes. You know, that was also due to the strict deadline. You know, there was just like no time. It was first week finishing the base, second week finishing the demon, third week finishing the Sanguinius, and that was the biggest problem, was that I didn't have time for myself also to let it sink in. You know, you just have to like push it through. But I also think like maybe you would never do a big project like that, because if you don't have the deadline, you know, to be honest, if you want to do it like to a perfect standard, you could spend 2 years on it, and like refine it. Maybe it's not getting better, a lot better, but you could do that. And I think personally, I would never want to do that. So I would never do a project like that if it's not like forced with pressure. And I think like in the end, a miniature should always this like it was so fantastic. Like really,
Really
this whole thing completely changed my impression of the
Oh.
Golden Demon. It was actually like after the Golden Demon, it was this father with a son, and also like another group of like a couple that was also just guests of the Adepticon, and we were sitting in the lobby after the show having a beer, and I got the diorama out of the box, and like this small kid, he was so excited about it. Like really, I gave it, I just passed it to him in his hand, and he held it. You know, he was like super excited.
Wow!
Yeah, he was
I
like,
can see. I can see in the eyes. You know, I used to say we have to give a dream,
yes,
rather than not just a painted figure. Or
yeah. I completely agree. Actually, Matt and me gave the little guy a present. We painted an Abaddon.
Yeah.
That we also entered into the Golden Demon, and we gave it to him as a present. So he comes back next year, and he will paint a miniature of himself. So he was so happy, and it was like so fantastic from like the boost that it had.
So
Also,
nice.
I think, you know, like with miniatures, we always sit in our basement and paint them, or in the studio and paint. But the actual important thing is that it means something to people out there. You know, it's like far more than the miniature creation itself. It's the fascination, I think, of the people that makes it like a special thing. And for me, that thing really saved also the whole Adepticon, because it was at the end of the show, and it was a very touching moment. So I'm like very happy that happened.
Nice. So nice. Really nice.
Yeah, this is probably the best photo I saw of the whole event, because the eyes of the little guy are very, very shining. So really,
It was also cool, you know, that the father didn't take it and say like, "Oh no, don't touch it, because this is how a lot of parents are." But it was like he was saying, and she's like, "Oh, that's amazing. Just be careful." You know, it's like it was. I really loved it.
So we have to watch something more from the prize, because we didn't talk about. So we stopped on the Slayer's Sword. Why we stop on the Slayer's Sword?
I don't know.
There were some I don't know, some.
There were other winning
But you
pieces.
think it's necessary to see every piece,
No, I
every
think
comment
also-
on every
No,
on every piece?
just to show to the public, just to show.
But I think the
to have a-
public saw it a lot.
yeah, but I think they are all so good models.
Let's
So
try to
I think
see.
I really love this figure, this gold. So nice, well painted. I like it.
it reminds me something from our friends from Genova.
Chi?
Yeah, but Andrea.
Andrea Ottolini.
Andrea
Ah,
Ottolini,
ok, è vero,
yes.
è vero. Yeah,
It reminds
Andrea
me
Ottolini,
from-
yes.
from-
Ciao Andrea.
Che ci segue.
Che ci segue, ovviamente.
Yes.
Mamicon.
Is it true? He's here.
Ok.
Is he here? Like fantastic. Mamicon is like really a great dude. I have like a very personal like history with him. He was actually, when I got awarded one of my Slayer swords, he was a Youngblood. And he won a Youngblood trophy in Poland. And we have a picture from him and me on the stage at the Golden Demon in Poland in 2008 or 9. So, it's like like time traveling. It was fantastic to see him again.
Yeah, I also remember him from Poland. It was my first trip to Poland, and we eat together at
Really?
at the table. Yeah.
Wonderful memories.
Absolutely.
Anthony. Good guy.
Anthony is always like a very strong painter. I also really love the unit. Like very
Beautiful.
cool color concept, very well put through.
Yeah.
Beautiful tones. I can't see a lot of the by the picture. But
As someone that
really
loves
nice.
fantasy over 40K, I am strongly disappointed by the lack of a presentation base, a proper presentation base for the units.
Yeah.
I mean, these miniatures are greatly painted, but they are just slapped on a base without any
Right.
decoration. If you compare them to the 40K, that's
Yeah,
the difference is impressive.
But I think this is should be a style to present the
At least
No. I
the
was
team.
really surprised
category.
by the fact that every single unit that won was without any presentation base.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that just surprised me and
Yeah.
disappointed me.
Yeah.
Ok.
David Paz,
Yeah.
Bello.
Sam Lance.
Ah, beh.
wow.
I really love this model.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
Forge World one.
The
it's
base
a Forge
the base was so cool with all the
Yeah.
Nurglings.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic.
I don't know how many years I already have this miniature, but probably 15. 10 for maybe 15, but it's still a really amazing miniature. Really amazing miniature.
Can I say a fun fact
Go.
about GD? One of the things that I noticed in the story of GD of the last years is that there are just one type of figure that can be interpreted, okay, where is not so important just to be clean, and are Nargol pieces. The Nargol pieces I saw that can be painted even in a very
Yeah.
rough way, and they
Pastrocchied.
they seem
For
to
me.
like it. They seem to like it. Not
Nargol is for me.
not always, but also. For
Okay.
example, the Mac. I don't remember the name. The piece that one in Bacon.
The Dreadnought. Yeah.
Yeah, the
The
Dreadnought, or this one are pieces that were not. The Sam Lance piece is not perfect in terms of blending. Sincerely,
No.
was for me the best of the three in this category because it was more expressive to me.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
But I wouldn't talk about smooth blending or rough or paint or strokes. I wouldn't say anything because I mean it's just a tool. Blending or well blended or not, it's just a
Exactly.
tool. I mean,
This one was fantastic in real life.
Yeah.
This was
Seems
one of
really
the best figure of the competition for me.
Yes, it was really very strong. It really glowed almost out of the dark.
The
Wonderful
idea
color
is
composition
beautiful,
and
the
contrast.
interpretation is great, the light is perfect. This is a very, very, very good figure.
very nice.
But
very
does the
good
middle
figure.
art category compete for the Slayer's Award?
Yes.
Okay. It's just the Open that doesn't compete for the
Yes,
Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is our
Federico.
Grande.
Yeah.
Ciao Federico.
Really nice piece.
And one of the few conversion that won.
Oh,
It's converted.
Yeah,
Ah,
super
yeah.
converted.
And
Super
also like
converted.
extremely nice done for the super detailing of the kit, the house and everything.
Okay.
Extremely precise.
really good. Then
Matt.
Radagast.
Matt is Matt.
Yeah. No, it was like I love Matt for his like creativity on his pieces, and I love this one as well. Like very nice movement from the top. Great idea that everywhere where the rabbits touch, the grass starts to bloom, and they're like tiny. You can't even see it, like tiny butterflies and animals everywhere. So I like that for that scale.
Ben, I remember in a Golden Demon where Matt arrives with a super big things that goes under the earth that you can open and you have what the fuck?
The drill.
Leonardo da Miragliano.
Leonardo da Miragliano, exactly. Inside the
This
drill.
this is also these kind of pieces, that were really strong. We still remember them after like 10 to 20 years.
That was for me Golden Demon, this kind of super cool project.
And here is the diorama category where you can really create something, tell a story, and that's the meaning of diorama category. So this is the gold of this year. It's from Andy Warhol. I love his way of painting. I really like how he play with colors and with his style that is very very clean, smooth, but not only clean and smooth. There is something more in his way to express painting. So I really like it.
I'm also personally a huge fan of Andy's work.
Yeah.
For me, the diorama was too large or too long. It has like too much room in between. So I think this lost a little. And it's very hard to photograph actually also from the angle, because from one perspective it looked very good from the front, but it's very long with a lot of room. Also, I think just personally, snow is very hard to do right in a model, so it looks interesting because it's a lot of white.
So I agree with you.
And from the photo,
personally, I prefer figures closer and. I agree with you, Ben.
For me, for example, in that category, there was the diorama by Caja that was. For me, there is no. It makes no sense that is not in the tree, and probably the gold to me.
Yeah.
For me, at the beginning of the contest was the only pieces that can compete with Ben for the Slayer. So.
It looked very strong. Like it was one of the pieces. I think also like for the best of show, it should not be like that. That in the end people ask, I have not seen this model. It should be quite clear that when you enter the room, this is like the standard. So this was one of the pieces where they were really strong.
Tue is saying that the Caja piece was also not a winner because of IP.
Really? I didn't speak with Caja about it, so I cannot tell, and I haven't
Caja didn't know about that because she didn't tell me nothing about that. But yeah,
okay, so maybe
at least at the end of the show,
it's all the rumors. Yeah, you never know.
we was all like this.
Okay.
I don't know.
No,
but it was not placed, and it was the best diorama to me with not many doubts.
Makikon again.
A huge piece of work. I think it was like so complex with the amount of figures and elements that like he was not able to really like pull through the quality at 100%. It's a little bit sad because it's a fantastic piece of work with like an amazing setup. I think like overall the building is more the problem than the figures, because the building is like just a little less detailed than the paint job on the figures.
To me, to be sincere, it seems a little bit too 90 diorama.
It's really flat, but it depends what the author diorama entries were. So aside from Caja, I sent from her.
Okay, we have to skip through. I can't stay. I feel to the end, so it's like I'm already over my time. But so maybe if we could like
Okay,
this
Yeah,
category.
okay.
so it's dual category with
Dual category.
Steven Garcia Gold.
And then
Then we have, I think it's yours. Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, that was my best of show. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I'm happy that that
I agree.
I heard it.
This also is really nice.
yeah.
Yes, this is also very nice.
Very strong.
Very,
Also,
very
like the blending, really perfect.
Yeah, I adore
Small
the
scale.
style.
Small scale, it's a new category.
Yes, I hate. This was actually with a few that they have the visible pins on all of them.
Yeah.
It's such a limited piece, then should not have like a visible pin.
Agree.
Shove it over. It doesn't look flying.
I love this one.
Yeah.
From Sunlands.
And then again,
another
Manicom.
Manicom.
Well, a lot of IP issues in this this time in Golden Demon. Anthony
With
also had.
with the Youngblood, it was really sad that there were only 2 entries overall in Youngblood, and that I think it's quite a disgrace that they only posted one of them. I don't know, maybe they lost the files or so.
I think it's really bad. This.
Yeah,
I
I think
agree,
they lost it. But then again, it's like it's our future. So these should be like the most important ones in the show.
Yeah.
It's really a pity.
This one is like incredible. It almost glowed from the showcase.
So once again, please, Games Workshop, give us the opportunity to do stuff like this.
Yes, we want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but open, it's like another contest.
Yeah, but at the origin, Angelo, maybe I'm wrong, but you know it better than me probably. In the origin, open was only for the staff.
Sorry. Open was also available for the staff members, but it was also open for everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
So I still remember, I don't know if you guys remember that, but back in the 90s, there was an entry with the Necromancer study, and it was almost 1-to-1. It was
Yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Or if you remember, Ben, the orbs with the Bretonian sorcerers inside.
Yeah, I remember it.
That's some of the things that I'm really missing. And
Yeah.
But you know what?
Angelo, you say the same things we said at the
but
end.
the point is, I saw stuff like that in the past Golden Demon, in the recent ones as well. Is that most of the time they don't win, but not because of any hidden agenda. I believe that it's part of the quality. I mean, if the quality is good, they still have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Sure. If the quality is, these are all figures with quality. Each figure here is with quality. But it's difficult to imagine now this kind of best of show because we saw
I honestly hope to prove everybody's wrong, because I've been working for the past 6 months on a diorama that is going to be very different than what I usually do. So I really hope.
Yeah, you probably are one of the painters who can do
both.
Both the difference in this.
But I'm sure there are many more. I mean, what I'm afraid, and that's probably akin to what you guys just said. What I'm afraid is that many of the painters nowadays are kind of scared to push themselves and to try again. I mean, and that's sad. But I'm pretty sure that if you try, there is still room for stuff like that.
We'll see. I'm not at the moment. I'm very confused about this.
Can I say one thing about because at the end, all the things that I said probably can be,
mistaken,
closed in something very, very little, in a very little sentence. Okay, that is that. I start to feel a little bit old. Because a lot of fear at doing these things. So, okay. And probably the things is that normally I imagine that becoming old means that young people doing things that shock me, and I am not able to understand that. And I think this should be the normality. But the things that I saw here in the Golden Demon, not in other competition, but in the Golden Demon, what I saw is that the young guy seems to do things that were old when I was young. And that's really left me a strange sensation, because I am still in love with figure, and I am still a person that are surprised by different style, different things. I always love every kind of style. For example, we are talking about Kaha. I am not a big fan of this kind of style. But when I judged her, I give her a gold. Okay, boomer, yes. To be sincere, I am a millennial, but okay. But anyway, to say that I love different kind of style, and for that reason, for a lot of fear after Golden Demon disappear for some times, but a lot of things develop in our community. The hobby grows a lot and became something different, and open boundaries and open cages, etc., etc., etc. And I start to see jumped like mushrooms, different painters with different idea, different way of thinking. And I love to continue see pieces by Angelo and pieces by Roman, things that are in the different.
We're completely apart. I mean,
and I think for me, for what is my experience and my ages, I don't want to come back to that. I want that the community is, the art should be inclusive to me, even in a competition. That not means that you have to win with something that it's not good, but I think that judging art is not just judging a single kind of technique. It's something much more complex to me. And I prefer to see competition where this kind of difference and variety is allowed and respected. That don't means that people have not to join the Golden Demon. It's just not anymore. It's just not anymore my cup of tea. But I think that people should have to do what they feel and should have to be happy to compete in a competition in a fairly way, and they deserve to win if the judges gives them a prize, and that's it.
Okay.
It's just not anymore my cup of tea, and I suggest to the young to see something else than just Golden Demon.
It's exactly the conclusion we can read in these photos.
Ben's statement.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
do you know, Fabri? I have this page built in a stone in my cave. To use it as a monolith. Where I praise my God, Ben, to become a better painter of halflings with IP rights problem.
Exactly, that's the way of how you should do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Ben,
guys,
this page it's quite incredible. Read that after the Golden Demon.
Yes. I was also looking back at the video series and was like, maybe some of my conclusions were not so right.
Probably not.
Okay,
guys, I think it's time to go.
We have to close.
Really, thank you very much. It's 2 hours of a show, and I think we are all tired, old, and tomorrow we have to work. So, guys, really, really thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yes, it was.
It was a pleasure too for us.
We all love each other.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you all, to have a beer and to talk more and more about our
more.
But not in the GT.
Thanks for all the guys and girls in the chat. Also for being here. It's like a lot of people showed up. Really crazy, like from all over the globe. Really great to see.
Yeah.
The last thing is sorry for our English.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No. Wait, Ben and Angelo are fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Angelo looks like a Nottingham guy. Great, really.
Much more American.
Even the pronunciation, you lost every kind of dialect, accent, compliment. You are great.
Yeah.
I work with Yankees, so
Yeah,
Okay.
much more American.
all my
You're
friends
cheating
are
then.
from US.
You are cheating.
So,
Okay.
guys, really, thank you very much. See you soon. And now it's time to go. Bye
Go
bye.
to sleep.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao a tutti.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao
Ciao
ciao.
a tutti.
Ciao.
Ciao ciao.